A so-called beef between friends turned deadly in Arlington, Texas, where authorities allege that two teenage friends, Alysha Tann, 19 years old, and Nikki Bogan, 18 years old, got into an argument that started on a popular social network on the internet, which resulted in the two getting into a fistfight in which reports cite Nikki Bogan as the loser of the altercation. It is at that point that authorities say the dispute turned deadly, and that Bogan then told her 20-year-old boyfriend, Darius Howard, to air this bitch out, meaning that she wanted him to shoot Tann. Like a mindless tool and fool, Howard is alleged to have pulled out a handgun and started shooting into a crowd of people who had gathered like blood-crazed Romans to witness the fight. Tann would be hit in a hail of bullets and died as a result of her injuries. The nature of the dispute, which led to the fight and then the murder of Alysha Tann, has not yet been revealed, but what is apparent is that there is a culture of death and thuggery that exists among youth today and has existed unchecked for quite some time. This has led to the senseless murder of too many black teens in 2010 alone. Critics of corporate media have long been sounding the alarm on the state of the music industry that began promoting gangster rap music in the 1980s, glorifying killing and drug dealing in the black community. Many so-called black radio stations, a number of which are not actually owned by African Americans, have no problem including senseless, animalistic music in their playlists. The movie industry, seeing the commercial success and appeal of so-called gangster rap to white youth, started to churn out films glorifying the thug culture in impoverished black and Latino communities. Parents of all ethnic groups that allow their teens to be exposed to such propaganda, perhaps too lazy to monitor the media consumption of their children or too ignorant to care, should withstand the worst of the criticism because they are the front line between a culture of corruption and our youth. The lyrical content of rap music has long shed its roots in social political awareness, and the conscious voices sounding the alarm against police brutality and poverty have long been replaced in the mainstream media by voices of insanity promoting messages of promiscuity, materialism, and death.
People are assuming, even though you say it's not specifically about her, that Roman revenge is...
Roman's revenge?
Roman revenge is right.
She just really jumped out the window. And you gotta be careful when you pick fights. And that's what I've learned in this business. You just never know.
Shut the f*** up.
Little Kim, Black Friday, the official Nicki Minaj diss. Long awaited. Let's do it.
The latest beef between female rappers Lil' Kim and Nicki Minaj is indicative of the beef that existed between Alysha Tann and Nikki Bogan. The rapper Lil' Kim, who was mentored by whom some consider the king of the diss rap, the late Christopher Wallace aka Biggie Smalls, who was gunned down in 1997, is beefing again with female rapper Nicki Minaj. The diss rap posted on YouTube by a number of channels has garnered over 2 million combined hits since being posted in early November. Both of the women have made their careers by putting themselves out as gangster whores and bitches with little respect for themselves as women and unworthy of the praise given to them for who has the better diss rap. The black community has allowed the hip-hop movement in America to be hijacked by those who value sex, money, and drugs above all else, often singing or rapping about obtaining the ends by any means whatsoever. The results of the influence given to miscreants over our youth has led our communities into a mode of self-destruction, and those within and without the community are equally to blame as we read headline after headline of teenagers' lives cut short by other teens. It is tragic when our young people are murdered in cold blood by law enforcement officers, but as once stated by legendary social political rapper Chuck D, a Public Enemy, it's weak to speak and blame somebody else when you destroy yourself. Alysha Tann, Nikki Bogan, and yes, Darius Howard are just the latest victims of the Terror Dome and undoubtedly will not be the last tale of youth gone astray. When will so-called leaders of the black community stand up and say no to the promotion of death and destruction over their local public airways? As a community, when will we decide what is more important, so-called artistic expression or freedom from the enemy's destructive propaganda masquerading as music? When will grown women like Lil' Kim and Nicki Minaj decide that they will no longer be a part of the problem and start being a part of the solution? This has been Scotty Reed, aka One Black Man of One Black Man's View.